Welcome back to Ted's Fish Room. In this video, we're going to continue the discussion of packaging and shipping fish for transport through the mail. Earlier in the episodes, I packed up this box of black mollies. I packed it on Thursday at about 1:30 in the afternoon. Today it is Saturday at about 10 o'clock in the morning, so not quite 48 hours, but I pack everything to go 24 hours. I packed this up with a single 20-hour heat pack in a relatively small space, and I was kind of curious to see how this would perform. I left it in the foyer of my building, which stays about 60 degrees Fahrenheit, and I've since just brought it in, and I have a thermometer here. This is a meter, and that tells me that the room temperature right now is about 73 degrees Fahrenheit. So I'm going to open this up. And I'm going to open it up entirely. There's my heat pack. It's still stuck to the board. It's actually still warm. And I'm going to stick my thermometer right down inside the bags. I'm going to take a look at it now. And then I'm going to bring the camera over here so you can take a look and see what it says on the thermometer. Okay, so here's the thermometer in the box. Let me zoom in a little bit. Okay, 74.1 to 73 degrees or so, 74 degrees. That's not bad, considering that it was sitting in 60-degree temperature, and I just brought it inside, and it is staying about the same temperature as we need it to be. Not too bad. Now let's go ahead and unpack the box and see how they fared over close to 48 hours in the box. If you can see down in there, it's kind of hard to light, but these bags didn't leak in any way. Granted, neither did this box tumble around the mailing system, so it probably didn't have an opportunity. Maybe I should throw the boxes around a little bit, but that's kind of mean to the fish. Happens in the mail though. FedEx tells me that when these boxes go to the sorting facility, they drop about 15 feet down a conveyor belt and can tumble. Look at there. Look pretty good. No losses. And no leaky bags whatsoever. So I'm going to take a little time out. I'm going to take these poor fish and get them acclimating back into the tank where they belong to. Thank you very much, fish, for helping us with this demonstration. The focus of this video is going to be to talk about the styrofoam box liners that are grouted tongue and groove. I showed them earlier, but we're going to show a few more features of these boxes today and why I think that they're going to become very important for shipping fish. Just a quick demonstration for how quickly these boxes can go together. I'm just going to slap them together real quick. Slip. 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 Turn it over. Take the top. Good to go. So here we have the box. It's all put together. It's fitting pretty snug. We're going to demonstrate something about the water resistance of these boxes. I've said before, they're not waterproof. They're never going to be waterproof. I'm going to put some newspaper down because it's really easy to see water leaking in newspaper. And this represents probably about 2 or 3 bags worth of water. Now there's about an inch of water inside the bottom of that box. And it is starting to leak down through the corners, down through the sides, but it certainly isn't gushing out. I'll get the camera down. So now you can see that the box is leaking a little bit down the sides. Yes, over a 24-hour period of time in the box, this is going to end up causing some problems in the shipping. This is why places like FedEx and the U.S. Postal Service, they don't want to use panel boxes. So even these tongue and groove boxes aren't going to be perfect. That is why it's most important to pack your fish in bags in such a way that those bags are not going to leak. Now I'm going to repeat the process of making a box, but this time I'm going to use some Elmer's glue inside the joints. Now I'm going to goop it up pretty good at the corners and then run a bead right down the middle. Now I'm going to snap it together. Now I'm going to do the same thing on this side. I would like to reiterate that I don't believe this is necessary, that if you pack your bags correctly, they're not going to leak. But if you want to have a waterproof or a much more water resistant panel box, this is the way to do it. Okay, that box is glued. Now we're going to let it set for a few minutes for that glue to dry. One thing about these boxes or the panels is that they're styrofoam and they break. When I get these things, I buy them by the pallet, and some of them come in damaged like this. Well, it's back to our super glue, or excuse me, back to our Elmer's glue. Very easily you can repair these boxes and once that dries, it'll be just as strong as it ever was. Easy to fix. Okay, here's our glued box. I've let it dry for a couple hours. Probably better to let it dry overnight, but let's just take a look and see if we improve the water resistance at all. So far so good. Alright, so no leaks immediately. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little more water in there, represent a big flood. Not seeing any water seep on the edges yet. So it looks like some Elmer's glue. Plenty of time for the box to dry. That might go overnight rather than just a couple hours. And you can turn one of these boxes into a pretty water resistant box if you're worried about using panel boxes like this to ship fish.